Throughout the 126-year history of Washington State football, any mention of the greatest players in school history quickly turns to quarterback Ryan Leaf. Leaf spent 4 seasons in a Cougar uniform and is best known for spearheading arguably the greatest season in Cougar football annals, when he led the Cougars to the 1998 Rose Bowl, ending a 67-year drought in the granddaddy of all bowl games. After starting all 11 games as a sophomore, culminating with All-American Honorable Mention honors, Leaf put together a 1997 season unmatched in the history of the Pac-10 Conference. He set conference and school single-season records for touchdown passes, total offense, and passing yards. He was the Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year, finished 3rd in the Heisman Trophy race, the highest finish in school history, captured the Sammy Baugh Passer of the Year award, and was a Sporting News first-team All-American. Leaf led WSU to its first 10-win season since 1929, and a late rally against national champion Michigan in the Rose Bowl ended as time expired deep in Wolverine territory. Leaf declared for the NFL draft following his redshirt junior season, holding 3 career and 6 single-season passing records. The number 2 pick by the San Diego Chargers in the 1998 NFL draft, he spent 4 years in the NFL before injuries cut his career short. He resumed classes at WSU and in 2005 completed his degree in humanities. Today, Leaf is making a greater impact off the field as he is a voice for the recovery community. Using personal experiences and his desire to help others, he has found his true calling as a motivational speaker and an advocate for those struggling with mental and behavioral health issues. Tonight, Ryan Leaf is again mentioned with the greats in Cougar history as he is inducted into the Washington State University Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you very, very much for this special honor. I want to thank the committee. I can only expect that there were many years where the athlete deserved to maybe be here, but the man didn't live up to it. And that's why I think it's so much more special today. I'm so glad I'm sober to appreciate what you guys have given me. This all started in 1994 when Mike Price called me. I was watching the Rose Bowl on TV. It was UCLA and Wisconsin, and he called and asked what I was doing. I told him I was watching the Rose Bowl, and he said, "I'll make you a deal. You come here, we'll play in that game together." And I bought it, hook, line, and sinker. I ran into Mom and Dad's bedroom after hanging up the phone. I said, "I'm going to Washington State." And they liked the idea. It was close enough to home. Dad had visited on the trip with me. I had done no research. I didn't realize they hadn't been there since 1931. It was a leap of faith, and one I gladly chose to jump for. You and Joyce have had my back for 25 years. It started that day. It's never gone away. I love you both for it so much. I always tell people that Washington State was the best 4 years of my life, and it's cool. The last 4 years have been pretty damn good, but those 4 years were pretty special. And what's so great about it is tonight, my fellow inductees, 2 of them are from that time. From 94 to 97, Stephanie played on a world-class volleyball team that I spent a lot of time with, got to know really well. Traveled to Maples Pavilion and watched you guys play Stanford even one time. And Rod Commons, who was with me every step of the way. I mean, I had no idea what to say. I was just this kind of redneck from Montana who liked to talk about himself a lot. And then all of a sudden, him and I are in New York, standing next to Randy Moss and Charles Woodson and Peyton Manning. And I'm looking at him like, what the hell are we doing here? And he told me I belonged, and he told me what to say, and he told me to be humble and talk about my teammates. That's what this award is. That's the reason why I'm here. Stephanie talked about it. Coach Price and I got a lot of the credit that year, and it had nothing to do with us. I had an amazing group of guys. I had Rob Rainville up front. I had Ryan McShane. I had Corey Withrow. I had Lee Harrison. I had Jason McIndoe. I had Michael Black. I had Kevin McKenzie. I had Sean Timms. I had Sean McWashington. I had Nyan Taylor. I had Chris Jackson. I had Love Jefferson. I had Steve Gleason. I had Dorian Boose. I had Leon Bender. I had Gary Holmes. I had Shane Doyle. I had Brandon Moore. I had, was it Shane Nelson? Todd Nelson. Sorry, Todd. I had D. Morincola. I had LaJuan Gibbons. I had Ray Jackson. I had Dwayne Stewart and Lamont Thompson, Ryan Lindell and Jeff Banks, and Dave Muir went and held the ball every once in a while for kicks. That's the only reason why I get to stand up here today, because of what they did for me. That was the funnest year, everybody. Most of you guys got to live it with us. That's the coolest thing about it. I'd never seen such a group of people that day on the balconies at our pep rally before the Rose Bowl. That's what truly made me know that it was special. And years that passed after, when family members would come up and say, my grandfather got to see you in the Rose Bowl. He passed away a couple years later, and it's still to this day his most memorable thing that ever happened. So I'm glad I could be a part of that. Over the last 21 years since I left Washington State, for a long time I didn't represent the Crimson and Gray very well. And because my name was recognized and talked about all the time, when I messed up, you guys were dragged down into the mud with it, and you didn't deserve it. It's an opportunity for me to apologize to all of you for having been that person for so long. I'm here because of a lot of people, period. I used to think that I did this all on my own, but no one ever does that. It is a tribe. It is about other people helping you along. And all those names I mentioned just before are the reason why. I have family in attendance tonight, people who have been in my life. They never needed a famous football playing son or brother or friend. You know, they just always wanted Ryan to be known by everybody the way they saw him. And I think a lot of the people I went to school with during that time truly knew that he was a very talented, immature, scared kid who ultimately needed to find himself. And the job Pat has done since taking the job has been remarkable. As we all know, Mike Leach really only cares about today and what he needs to get done. A lot of us former players, we come back, he may not have any idea who the hell we are. And that's okay, because he keeps winning. But Pat Shunn is the person that really welcomed me back into the fold. I've always been so proud to be a Cougar. I always have. My son, who's 23 months old, he says go Cougs. So my wife-to-be is here. She has been overwhelmed by this Coug family. She doesn't quite understand what it means. She came to a game a year ago, but she had no idea who I was when we met. And so this is something very special to her as well, because she gets to see a version of me that she's never known. She just, she says we can have one night where we talk about you this, and tomorrow it's, back to diapers and helping me, and that's more than fine. I love you. She was very instrumental in making me come here and do this tonight, because my mentor, who I listened to verbatim, we talked about an opportunity like this possibly ever happening, and I've tried to make everything completely not about me for the last 5 years and about everybody else. And I thought this was the ultimate about me moment. And he had to set me straight and make me understand when Bill called and told me I was inducted. I'm sure you were pretty shocked when I told you I have to call you back. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not. And he said, Ryan, you've gone the opposite direction here. There's no reason why you'd be asked to be a part of this if it wasn't for what the last 4 years have looked like in your life. And I looked at it as an opportunity to celebrate that team and not make it about me. There are 3 individuals on that team, 3 guys I named that are no longer here with us, 2 of which have passed because of similar issues that I have. I have survivor's guilt a lot about that. I think a lot of times when we don't know what to say or don't know what to do, we shut up and we don't reach out. And we're all cougars, and we're responsible for one another, regardless of whether we like them or not, or we went to school with them or not. I'm a cougar, you're a cougar, we're all responsible for one another. And we need to pick up the phone, especially when the guys that are struggling and the girls are struggling. That's the time we need to pick up the phone and call them. Because all we need is somebody to say there's some hope. That's what Washington State gives a lot of us, is hope. He talked about the grit, the thing you needed to be a cougar to come here and be successful. That's something. That's something special that no one else really fully will understand other than the people in this room who wore that crimson and gray. It's probably the only reason why I'm still standing here. So I really appreciate this opportunity, this honor. I want to thank my mom and my father, my brother, my 92-year-old grandmother came all this way. Coach Price asked my backup quarterback the year before our final year I don't think anybody wanted to live with me. I was pretty intense and pretty competitive at all times. Asked if my backup, Dave Muir, would move in with me into an apartment. And Dave, I think reluctantly, said, I'll do it. That was in the spring of 1997. I can't get rid of the dude. He's still here. He's been with me through all of this. He continues to be my best friend and person I go to for a lot of the things that are meaningful in my life. The table is here for me as well. Ed and Joy Wood, my boy Timmy. Tim and Ed's mom and my mom were best friends. They went to nursing school at Sacred Heart here in Spokane. And I've known both of them since I think we were probably in diapers. And they're still here too. They never looked at me as some famous football playing guy either. Their family, Summer, Nat, Olivia, Emmy, and to Steve and Greg Witter. I think Greg's probably been the most vocal and supportive person in the Coug family for me. He's given me every benefit of the doubt and every helping hand along the way because he knew how important it was for me. So thank you all for being here and being a part of this. And I just want to say to everybody out there who came here tonight to celebrate, thank you. I felt it. You may not know if I did or not, but there were times probably in that prison cell where I was just asking if there was any hope or anything that could be. And when I got out, I talked to a lot of you, and they said you prayed for me or hoped for me, and I want to say I felt it. And I'm appreciative of it, and I'll do my best to be the best possible version of that person you prayed for moving forward. So thank you very, very much. Go Cougs.